Crew, we are back with another Smite build. We're keeping them up pretty much daily. If it's not a top 5, it's a build. We're here with Chiron, the man who was nothing but is once again probably going to be king because Neith will be the queen, you know. But yeah, he's super back in the meta right now, guys. And if I'm a little raspy, my voice a little messed up, and I'm a little off my game, it's because I woke up about an hour ago after going to sleep about 4 hours before that. So my upstairs neighbors decided to stomp around and wake me up, and I couldn't go back to sleep. So if I'm a little off my game, I do apologize, but I wanted to make sure I got a video out for you guys today. But we're going to be covering Chiron. If you guys want to go and check out like the ability builder and me covering the abilities and so on and so forth, go ahead and check out my outdated playlist, which I think I have it made by the time this video comes out. It's been a real pain. It kept messing up last time I tried to do it. It kept telling me it was an invalid playlist name and unable to transfer and all sorts of stupid stuff. But yeah, we're just going over the item build today. So if you want to go check all that out, we're actually going to throw on my favorite Chiron skin for this build, because I love the Hellrider skin for Chiron. It's fantastic. But oh no, okay. There we go. Alright, but yeah, so we're going to go into the item build. And for the main part, focus. There we go. Alright. So for your start, it's pretty much the meta start as of right now, which is Transcendence Tier 2. So you go Trans Tier 2, that's what it does. And then, of course, your pots, your health, and your mana pots. Remember that you probably contribute it however you want. I would go more mana over health, so I think it would be 2 mana, 1 health, I believe is the gold remaining. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure is what it is. But I would go 2 mana because 1, your passive heals you for a decent amount, and 2, with this meta and with wave clear being a problem, I actually see Sylvanas coming back in the meta on this one. Not too strong, not competitive wise, but I definitely see him coming back in the meta at some point, especially in pubs. He's definitely going to be huge in pubs, but I don't really see him coming back too heavy and competitive. And then we're going to go and oh wait, oh, relic. Yeah, I always mess this up in my other videos, and I'm trying to remember to put that you get CC beads out the gate, you leave fountain with CC beads, or purification, or whatever the hell the relic's called. But the first item you're going to complete is going to be Transcendence. You guys can see, sit and read what that does. It's really, really good. You want to get it up online as soon as possible so that way you can start stacking. Pretty self-explanatory. Next one is same thing. It's always really Warrior Tabby. And you know why. The physical power is too good. Movement speed is too good, and you have to have boots. You could go Ninja Tabby. I would not recommend it on this build, though, due to the fact of what we build 5th, I believe is what. Yeah, 5th. Due to what we build 5th, you really don't need Ninja Tabby. Your early game, you're going to be shooting kind of slow, but this next item kind of fixes that a little bit. Your next item is actually going to be a Sai, which gives you 20% attack speed and all that jazz. But just recommendation, build Soul Eater for now. I don't want to put in this build because I don't feel like having to update it in a couple weeks. Use Soul Eater until the next update. Soul Eater is insanely good. It's super, super good. Like, I cannot stress how good it is right now. But in the next patch, it's going to be nerfed into the ground and made into a potato. And it's not going to be used ever, really, until they nerf or fix it back up and buff it a little bit. But, yeah. So, our life gain item is actually going to be a Sai, which is pretty strong. It's always strong. It's always a good fallback. It's used on some junglers and whatnot. Our 4th item is going to be pretty much the typical 4th item build for any. Where am I going? Whatever. We'll just use the side to get to it. Thought I had pen. I don't know why I thought I had pen, but it's going to be Kin Size, and Kin Size is really, really strong, and you can chunk really, really hard with Chiron with these. And then once again, like always, you can use Executioner if you want. It's going to be an optional item. I just figured I'd address it now. You can definitely use Titan's Bane or Executioner and Kin Size. It depends on which one you want to go with. If you're not very good at hitting your basics like consistently, just over and over and over and over and over again, you're not really good at boxing, don't use Executioner, use Kin Size. That way when you do hit, it does chunk already. But if you are really good at landing your basics and you're very good at boxing, use Executioner because it will reward you 10 times more than Kin Size. But I'm putting Kin Size in the build, and Executioner is optional. This is the reason why you don't want to build Ninja Tabby. That's because we actually build Oboe. And I know I'm probably going to get some shit for building Oboe, but Oboe is insanely good, guys. It's so strong. The 40% attack speed is really, really good. And I like it a lot. The poke is really good. And just feels right. Excuse me. Like I said, I'm really tired. I do apologize for yawning in the middle of a video, but Oboe is very, very useful. The poke late game for fights it's not super crucial, but it does help a little bit. Get that little bit of damage. It makes them want to stay back more because if they stand in their minion wave, they're just gonna be taking extra damage for no reason. It's not like a super good late game. And I'll get to the optional for that one a little later. And then our last item is actually our pen item and pretty much the closer for most ADC builds, which is Titan's Bane. Makes your physical attacks gain 33% physical pen, lets you shred tanks and solo laners in team fights. So the solo laner are probably going to single you out, and the support is probably going to single you out. So you can pretty much just take those out if they come after you in a 1v1 or a 2v2 or 2v1. And you'll probably be able to win this Chiron just because you can kick one away, throw your seal on or Constellation, do a crap ton of damage, snipe them out, poke them with your never miss, and then if they try to run away, you can ult them. It's super strong. Chiron's really good in the meta right now. But let's go ahead and go to optionals. First, we'll get the next relic you need to get out of the way, which of course is Sanctuary. But I also would recommend Meditation or Curse, because they're both really strong right now. Curse is really good on him, so that way you can slow their movement down, slow their healing down, and then run away, or something like that. Meditation is always good just because it's a nice little burst of health and a nice little burst of mana to keep yourself in the fight longer. And then Aegis is always good if you're going against like a Scylla or somebody with a super high burst damage. And Sanctuary is insanely good for that. But your optionals, so your 3 core are going to stay no matter what. You should always build these, except for of course Soul Eater on a Psy, until the patch, and then you're going to be building a Psy. But for down here, these 3, there are 3 optionals that I would recommend. 1, you already know, Executioner. For Kin Size, I already explained why. For Oboe, I actually recommend you could possibly switch it out with Hasten Fatalis. Gives you 30% attack, 30% attack speed, 10% movement speed, and you don't get the attack debuff. Really strong, and it's really good with Chiron. But the only reason why I don't use this is purely due to the fact that one of his abilities, his Giddy Up, is already a Fatalis. You don't really need it. It's like, it's nice to have so you don't have to use an ability, but it's already pretty much on your kit, so you don't really need it. But if you really want it and you don't really like the Oboe poke, you can rock that. And then of course, we all know what the switch out for Titan's Bane is. It's Brawler's Beat Stick, and you only use this if you're going against heavy healing. Like if you're in a mirror match with a Chiron and a Sylvanas, make sure you use Brawler's Beat Stick. If there's an Afro mid or a Hell mid, use Brawler's Beat Stick. Afro solo, Guan Yu solo, use a Beat Stick. It's pretty much just use it to cancel out the healing. Gives you decent pen, not as much as Titan's Bane, but it does give you enough. And the healing will make it 10 times easier on yourself. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much it for the Chiron build. If you did enjoy, make sure you hit that thumbs up for me, because you already know your support is greatly appreciated. Also, comment down below if you enjoy this build, if this build helps you. Let me know the response for this video. I really want to hear what you guys think about them. And also comment down below anything that you would change on this build, because I am open to options and opinions and stuff like that, and just to see what the community thinks is actually best. I haven't played Chiron yet in the meta, but just playing with the items, I can know what's going to be good on him, because I played the crap out of Chiron in the old meta. I just didn't like him with Golden Bow because there's no reason to, and there's so many better people when Golden Bow is around because the clear was insane. Also, if this is the first video you've watched of me, go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below. I know this isn't my best video because I'm super tired, and I do apologize for that, guys. But if you could just go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me, it would mean a lot to me. Become part of the Shoe Crew. We come here, I teach you guys a couple things about Smite. Come here for your builds, you come here for your entertainment, whatever you want to do. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me, guys. I'm going to get out of here, and I will talk to you later. Peace!